Thank you so much for joining us. Without Lavanya, over to you.
Thank you, Kavya. So we have with us, am I audible? Yeah. So we have with us somebody who I'm very sure you all reckoned or met or heard before. Right, Gaurav? Right. So we know...
Thank you. I was a little bit thirsty, so I said, let me have a sip of water first.
Yes, we're going to have we have 15 minutes with us, so let's continue and talk about... everyone out there knows the kind of impact all the trade tensions which has been brought by all the announcements over the past so many weeks and months which has happened in India. Clarifying the bigger picture, how do you access the strategic importance of the recent India-US trade agreements beyond economics, particularly in the context of India's wider geopolitical balancing between US, China, Russia?
Thank you for your question.
Yes.
I think the details of the deal are still coming out, so it will be premature for me to say whether it's a good deal or a bad deal. So far, it looks promising. But, Lavanya, there are 2-3 things that we need to consider. First of all, Donald Trump will try and push us against the wall. That is a given, so let us not delude ourselves into thinking that the deal is done. With all due respect, since he is the President of the United States, he is a person who doesn't care very much for the written word, except when it's on Truth Social. So, you might sign a deal with him and he might walk back. He has done it with various deals. He walked back from NATO. Can you imagine? The Article 5 of NATO says that if one NATO country or NATO member country is attacked, the other people will get together and defend that country and use all means, including military. Yes. Today, the Europeans fear Donald Trump more than they fear Vladimir Putin. So, I don't know. The truthful answer is I don't know. Let's see how it develops.
That's a very candid answer. Do you think that the current phase of the US-India engagement differ from earlier trade partnerships that India has pursued?
I think there has been a definite loss of trust. So I'm not going to get into specific line items saying that, you know, this is tariff-free and this comes with so much of tariff. That is not my area of expertise. But I can tell you that trust has been broken. It will take time for trust to be repaired. If you look at the case of Mark Carney of Canada, he said that, and that was pretty recent, he said that the international order as we know it has been ruptured. And a rupture is always from within. It's not from outside. A fracture or a break can be from outside. A rupture is from within. And this is Canada. Canada who has gone to war for the United States. Canada who's put its sons and daughters and brothers and sisters in the line of fire for the United States of America. So, in today's world, I think it's extremely difficult to say, but there is a definite rupturing and we'll have to deal with it. That's the truth.
Yeah, rupturing, as we were talking about, is causing, you know, more of disruption, and that's how change happens.
Yes.
And once you walk away towards a different direction, you can explore and find, you know, different solutions. That's what we were agreeing earlier to. How can trade agreements be structured to support India's growth ambition, which also meets, you know, something which we're hearing from the US every day? How do you think that it can be, more aligned with what India wants?
So I think if US agrees to transfer of technology, here I'll talk about defense manufacturing, which is a big ticket item for India. If you talk about defense manufacturing, then we talk about, we've just agreed to purchase more Poseidons for the Navy. We have done that. We have Apache helicopters. We have the Chinook. We have the M777. We have a host of American platforms that we're using. But the important thing is that if we have to sort of get involved and make successful Atmanirbhar Bharat, then there has to be some transfer of technology and it has to be manufactured in India. So if you see with respect to the Rafale deal, 114 Rafale, now 80% of them are going to be made in India. So that does wonders for our ecosystem. But simply importing from outside doesn't do anything. It's, you write a check and they give you Apaches. So let's say India says we want 50 more Apaches or 100 more Apache helicopter gunships. America says, fine, we will transfer maybe 60% or 80% of technology, and out of 100, America is going to manufacture in a flyaway condition, give us 20, and we manufacture 80 here. That is going to help us.
This is more in line with what we talk about, make in India and the Vikasit Bharat that India wants to go towards, the $1 trillion economy, right?
Absolutely. See, we have 2 states in India which are doing pretty well as far as the they have defense corridors. There's Tamil Nadu and UP, Uttar Pradesh. Both of them have defense corridors, and I think that is where India must push. Spend a lot of money, write billion-dollar checks, but ensure that the stuff is made in India. Because if you order things in a flyaway condition from the United States of America, it makes Trump happy. It does not make India happy. But we are also doing that, by the way.
Yes.
There is a deal for Stryker that is coming up, and parts of that are going to be made in India. So it's not like it's a complete win for the US. India also wins. We just need to have that quantum of win more in India's favor than in America's favor. That is the whole idea of Atmanirbhar Bharat.
Let's talk about how the MSME and the consumers, how are they going to benefit from these trade relationships? And where do you think we can, explore more and try to, probably negotiate harder?
Yeah, so there are 2 things that come to mind immediately. First of all, markets are opening up.
Yes.
But I think whether it's an MSME or whether it's any person who's manufacturing and sending to the United States. Now, apparently, Mr. Piyush Goyal said very recently, I think 48 hours back, that we have a similar deal that is given to Bangladesh, which means that if we buy raw material from the United States of America, we get to send it back to the US at 0% tariff. But it's not so easy, because the raw material that comes from the US will be more expensive than the raw material which is available in India, right? Yes. Bangladesh pretty much doesn't care, because Bangladesh needs the US market. I was in Surat 3 months back, and I was speaking to a couple of businessmen, many of them in the textile business, and the first thing they said was that because of these tariffs, we have taken a massive hit. It's impacted us massively, but what we are going to do is we are going to ensure that we look for more markets. So I spoke to one of them on the phone, and he said, we are evaluating Europe, Africa, other parts of Asia. So yeah, we'll get the job done. I don't think. But yes, let's see. As I said, Lavanya, trust needs to be built. That trust has been broken.
Okay. And we are talking about the trust which India has with our neighbors. We also talk about what we are having as a SAARC country, right? So we're talking about when India can argue must preserve a strategic autonomy. Okay, do you think deep trade integration with one bloc comprises that autonomy?
Absolutely.
How do we go
Absolutely.
ahead? Yes.
Strategic autonomy. We paid 50% tariff for strategic autonomy.
Yes.
Because we wanted to buy Russian oil.
Yes.
I think we still want to buy Russian oil. Except for Donald Trump, nobody is saying that we have stopped buying Russian oil, but we still want to buy Russian oil, and that is what it is. So if you want to be sovereign, you have got to pay a price. Look at Pakistan, for example. Pakistan does not want to be sovereign. Pakistan has no desire to be sovereign. Pakistan wants to sit on the board of peace. That is what they wish to do. They want to be close to Donald Trump. They want to have lunches at the White House. And all of these things take away your sovereignty, your ability to take decisions for the benefit of your citizens. India has never compromised in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and today it's a different kettle of fish altogether. There is absolutely no question of any compromise. Yes, we stop buying Russian oil when we get benefits from outside. It's not an emotional decision. It's a business decision. It is a decision for profit, but nobody else can tell us what to do. We will decide what we wish to do.
Okay. See, let's talk about trade in this tense geopolitical situation or the climate which is prevalent now. Trade treaties usually aim at economic cooperation, but can they realistically insulate ourselves from a strategic relationship from the rising geopolitical tensions which are there?
No, trade is a weapon.
Okay.
We realized it late. The world has always known it. And the day Donald Trump calls it Liberation Day, when he came with those huge charts and he told everybody that 10%, 20%, 35%, I hate you, 50%, it made no sense because there was no working behind those figures. It wasn't that he had a huge meeting and over a period of 1 month there were deliberations that we will put 25% on India plus 25% punitive tariffs because India was buying oil from Russia. It wasn't like that. It just happened. So today let us understand that trade, as far as India is concerned, has been weaponized. And you've got to find your way around that. You've got to find your way. And what will they push you for? The ultimate prize is a nation's sovereignty, and I think everybody, every superpower will try and push you so that you compromise upon your sovereignty. I think that is the end game.
Okay. You spoke about the deals that we have done with either the Rafale and what we did with the Made in India initiative that we have. Do you think that any strategic sectors like manufacturing, semiconductors, or rare earths should be under-restricted in trade treaties for the national security reasons, and how do we safeguard them?
No, I think we should just see, there are 2-3 things. I think you meant that what should we control in terms of national security?
What is that we keep open, and what is that, how much?
No, as far as India is concerned, as far as Indian investors and businessmen are concerned, I say open everything.
Okay.
Open everything. I'm totally against the government manufacturing weapons or doing anything. It's not the government's job to do it. And I think the sooner the private sector gets involved in manufacturing of sensitive technologies and weapons. America has 11 nuclear-powered aircraft carriers, right?
Yes.
And a private company makes them. America has the world's 2 best 5th-generation aircrafts, fighter aircrafts, the F-22, F-35, both of them made by private companies. Everything in America is made by private companies.
Okay. Let's talk about now from defense, let's talk about agriculture. Okay. Do you think that Indian farmers were deeply affected by the past trade tensions, and how should the future treaties protect this vulnerable sector now?
I don't know. I think, see, we don't know. Nobody knows, especially with respect to the India-US trade deal. You look at various media outlets and you'll end up imagining that perhaps they know everything, which is not true. It's still coming out. Like they've taken down pulses. They've taken down, that India will invest 500 billion. So India will consider investing. There is a huge amount of difference between will invest and will consider investing. So things are coming out slowly and slowly. We are reacting to Donald Trump's post on Truth Social. That's what we're doing, and that is what we must not do. Let's wait, give it a week, 10 days, give it a month, let things settle down. I think things will be clearer.
Can you give us an example before we still have a little more time if we take some questions?
Yeah,
Can
sure.
you give an example where a trade treaty has directly influenced any strategic decision making?
Oh, all trade treaties. So, see, Lavanya, there are 2 kinds of security.
Yes.
There is traditional security and there is non-traditional security. When you talk about traditional security, it means your fighter jets, your submarines, your aircraft carriers, your weapons, explosives, missiles. This is traditional security. And when you have non-traditional security, it means food, it means energy, it means water. And food, energy and water, components of non-traditional security, are also weapons. They are also weapons. So why do you think the world is afraid that America will attack Iran? Because from the Strait of Hormuz passes 20% of the world's oil supply. Okay. That is, otherwise nobody cares. If the US were to bomb Iran in isolation and it did not impact anybody, the world would not worry. But it worries because the price of oil will go haywire, number one. Number two, the price of insurance will go haywire, the price of logistics will go haywire. Everything across most of the world will become expensive. And geopolitical twists and turns always impact price.
One last question from me before we open the floor.
Ji.
Which country's trade strategy should India study closely, and why do you think we should do that?
No, I don't think, I think we should study every trade strategy very closely, but our problems are unique to us. Europe's problems are unique to Europe. Like, for example, Europe was in a very sweet spot for decades, especially after 1945 when the Second World War ended. And suddenly Donald Trump said that, you have 0.5%, 0.9% of your GDP on defense. I don't like it. Make it 5%. America is not going to underwrite your defense. And everything fell apart for Europe. So I think every trade deal is separate. It is different. India needs to study everybody. But at the same time, you need to have local solution to local problems. Europe, America, or even China cannot give us a solution because we understand our own problems the best.
Thank you, Gaurav, for this. Let me lay the scope open for a question. Kavya, we do have a little more. Probably one question we can ask her. Yeah. Okay. I think we will.
I think there's no question, is it?
There are questions, but we will close it now. Okay.
That's all
And
right.
we will take it along again or further on. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
sure.
you very much, Gaurav. And we closed on time.